when we came in, we had two major international hotels in St. Lucia. Major international. San Antoine and the Villa. Now, in San Antoine had about Mrs. French. You remember her? She was more active in Red Cross than in about 6 rooms. Then the next big hotel was the Villa, and the Villa was classic. There's one guest who stayed there told me, this is the only hotel where you have salmon for breakfast, salmon for lunch, and salmon for dinner, because the manager of the hotel was Miss Salmon, and she was like she was the custodian of a school for wayward girls, you know. I remember going there with a friend. He'd come in from in one of the boats, and I had to take him to dinner. So I went there, and I didn't have a jacket and tie, and she told me she couldn't serve me dinner there because I was not properly attired. But if I sit just over there, she can give me something to eat. So that was. Then we, I think it's 1960, when the Americans handed over. The raid we was on, it was a part of an American base, handed it over. And it's, perhaps the beach was is as beautiful now as it was then, but that time it was a beautiful beach. I mean, we used to, Castries was, you know, the city, and Grosley was country. So when you had to go in a big picnic and big excursion or whatever it is, you went up to Radio Beach. Well, the land that was handed back to us, what could we do with it? We got the British government to the Commonwealth Development Corporation to build the St. Lucia Beach. They were then trying to help us to develop, get into tourism, not only us. They built the Grenada Beach, the St. Lucia Beach, and one in Antigua, and one in Belize. It was a chain of hotels built by the CDC. Now, we had an agreement, we leased it to a Jamaican entrepreneur. He was a big name in the hotel in Jamaica, Issa. And as one of the conditions that he had the lease of that property was that he should expand to, I think, on the whole beach, 600 rooms. Try as we could not get any takers, because when people came into the St. Lucia Beach, you know, a lot of them had to leave by ambulance from mosquito bites. You know, you had to be fogging the area. You know, the fogger had to go round and round in the evening to fog the place with mosquitoes. The people in Grosley now, the big industry in Grosley for children after school. You came from school, you change from your school clothes, and you go in the pasture to pick up cow down. You pick up cow down to burn in your yard to chase the mosquitoes and the sandflies. And now, as you sit here, if in those days you look Grosley, you see a whole haze of smoke. It was the burning of the cow down to keep away the mosquitoes. So we could not get this place. We could not get tourist development in this area. Difficult. We tried as we may, we could not get rid of the sandflies. So we called in the company from Jamaica, the Matanos, who had experience in this thing. And they said, well, you can't fill the swamp because it would take, you cut down the pitons and dump it there, you can't fill it. I mean, so deep. So what you have to do is to fill it with water, with seawater. So dig out the lagoon. But when you went down and taking off the muck, below that was sand and coral. So you had to dig it out. Where do you put it? Do you throw it away? Because it was hundreds of thousands of tons of sand in the bottom over this. I think the swamp itself, the muck, was probably 4 or 5 feet. But below that, because it was apparently the old, on the old geology, it was part of the seabed. So we found coral and sand. Where do you put it? So we look at it. Let's join the Pigeon Island to the mainland. Because some old lady told us in the old days when she was come from church, they used to actually walk on low tide, walk from Grocery to Pigeon Island, and during the low tide. So we decided for 2 reasons. One, we had to put the coral and the sand somewhere. And 2, we had to create land to pay for the dredging. So we decided to create, I think, about 70 acres of land that joined Pigeon Island to the mainland. And once that was done, the sandflies disappeared. But it remained there. This area remained as it was from 1974, nearly 10 years, until the marina came. And when the marina came, the place blew. So now, having got rid of the sandflies, you have tourist development here. But you have another problem. You have a problem of transportation, air transportation. When we try to get into the tourist development, we got the Canadians to help us to expand what is now Kiwanora, then Beanfield, to expand the airport to accommodate the jets. Okay, the Canadians came, they helped us. We built that airport to accommodate the jets. But Kiwanora is the one end of the island. Castries, the administrative capital, is at the other end of the island. And your tourism area is even further up. So what do? How do you get it? So we improve the East Coast Road, improve the connection before to go to Vieux-Fort. I mean, like it was 2 days. 1 day to go. Yes, you leave in the morning, 1 day to go, and 1 day to come back. Come back in the morning, come back next day. So 2 days you had to. So how do you get the junction? So we connected the East Coast Road. We built the East Coast Road. I must sometimes I have to look back a bit. I remember when we were doing the East Coast Road. The same problem I had in building the Castries Grosley Road, the resistance. Some little old lady's house was there, and don't move, just like in the Conway, don't move. When we were doing it, I realized that to push a highway through these villages, you're going to get into trouble. You're going to kill people. So I told the consultant, look, we have to bypass every one of these major settlements. So we put the Dennery bypass to bypass Dennery. You imagine the containers going through Dennery village? We bypass Mico. We bypass Vieux-Fort. We bypass Lapree. Every one of these villages were bypassed with the highway. I remember, you know, if you look back, you must laugh at the nonsense. I remember hearing myself say that I don't want the tourists to pass through these villages because they're so poor. You know, I don't want the tourists to see these Dennery and Mico and so, because I'm ashamed. You know, but you did it.
GIS, serving you better. GIS.